Hi, in this video I'm going to talk about something it's kind of usually outside of the field of language learning, but I think it's really connected with language learning, and this is the idea of investing in yourself and in your success. So lots of students, I think, are a little bit worried about spending money on lessons. And so, we know we need to have lessons, and I guess we go on to italki or whatever and we look for someone cheap because we think, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money, I'm just going to look for someone cheap and that'll be fine. But there's lots of problems with this. Number one, if a teacher is only charging you $10 an hour, that teacher is not likely to be very good, first of all, because teaching qualifications are expensive, they are time consuming, they're quite stressful, and so any teacher who's got good qualifications plus good experience is going to want to be charging you a little bit more than $10 an hour for their time. Now, the next problem with taking cheap lessons is that it affects your mindset as you work with that teacher. So if you're working with someone who's charging you a very cheap rate, you might think, oh, well, this is great because it's so cheap and I don't have to spend any money, and oh, I've got my lesson in 5 minutes. Oh, do you know what? I didn't do my homework. Never mind. Doesn't matter. And you know what? I'm just going to make a coffee quickly before the lesson starts. Doesn't really matter if I'm 2 minutes late. This is not really a very helpful mindset. If you're working with someone who is charging you more money for their time, it's going to make you want to commit much, much more. Think about it. If you're with a teacher who charges you $50 an hour, are you going to not do your homework? No, you're going to do your homework every time, because if you're spending money, that means it's really important to you. Are you going to be a couple of minutes late for your lesson every week? No, because you're spending the money. You want to get as much as you can from that process. I would encourage you, if you're thinking of having lessons, to have lessons with the best teacher you can find and the best teacher you can genuinely afford. I'm not suggesting that you take out debt to have language lessons, that would be silly. But you should really be asking yourself, okay, this is important to me, it's important enough that I'm thinking of spending some money, so how much can I spend to get me the best experience for me? And when we do that, when we spend the money, when we really commit to a process of learning and growth, well, guess what? The results that we get are so much better than if we just pay for something cheap. And we know that, right? If you buy a pair of very cheap shoes, you don't expect them to last a long time. If you want a good pair of shoes, you have to invest the money in something decent that's going to last. And this is the same idea. So whatever your learning goals are, whether it's exams, professional English, or just English for having fun, I really encourage you to consider how much you would be willing to spend, and then see if you can just push yourself slightly beyond that comfort zone. Okay, you don't have to go crazy, but by investing a little bit more than you would naturally feel comfortable with, you're likely to commit and work and therefore make better progress for you. So my name is Sarah, I'm an English teacher and language anxiety coach, and I help people overcome their fear of speaking and using English. Thanks for watching.